I just pulled it up on my phone too.
Yeah, I that's what I thought. And there we go. That's that. I got it.
Intro, yeah.
All
All
right.
right, there we go. Hey man, that was good. That would have been crazy.
I caught it, bro. As soon as I put that shit on, I caught it.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. But nah, that's fine. We're just getting started and everything. So if you didn't hear anything for the first 4 minutes, it was just the intro and everything. We get started on
Ain't nothing
topics.
special.
Yeah. So
I didn't say much. You're good.
Yeah, Phil just told us how he sucks at basketball.
Yeah, we already knew, and we already knew about that.
Hey,
Yeah,
everyone
so
has
he pretty
offers.
much just admitted it.
but
But
where
no
did-
one wants to play 1v1.
let me ask y'all, where you guys want to start tonight, man? There's a lot going on. Preseason's actually going on right now. So
I think personally, now this is just personal shit, right? I mean, I think we just need to talk about real quick how that Dallas Cowboys offensive line got the hands from Aaron
Okay,
Donald.
so Dennis Schroeder.
right. We don't listen. We understand Aaron Donald is great. Like you're just repeating like you're trying to prove something that everybody agrees with already.
Right. That's
do.
what
Do
I'm
we see-
like you actually argue with him.
But we're looking at a fight though. Like he really had them hands.
The man
Good, and guess
tonight.
what? By next week, first of all, 90% of the population doesn't even know about this fight, and by next week, the 10% of the population that does won't care.
You know that we couldn't even get the fucking game. Like they had that practice live stream on Dallas Cowboys Twitter. Why doesn't more teams do that shit? Like if you got a joint practice or like preseason games or some shit, like that's gonna be recorded. Why don't they just put it on Twitter or Instagram or some shit?
I don't know.
The same reason that they don't let media members in there for certain parts of practice. Like
Right.
It's weird. Everyone gets access to your tapes anyways, but
Right.
these dudes don't want people seeing the practice.
Doesn't make any sense to me, but what do I know? I'm just a fan.
Facts.
Yeah, we know.
Super.
Like stating the obvious. But before we go into football, let's just talk about some of the contracts that were given out for the NBA, man. And how Phil finally got a premier player on his roster finally for the Boston Celtics. So let's take
I would say premier.
Yeah, he's premier. That's it, bro. That's a $100 million player right there that y'all got.
Appreciate it. I appreciate that.
How do you feel? How do you feel that you guys got Dennis Schroeder? And how do you feel after you answer that? How you feel about his whole contract situation and him just taking a big L?
Yeah, well, I mean, for the Celtics, it's pretty much a low risk, high reward situation. You get like I'll say a decent point guard. I wouldn't say like premier or all star, but he's been in the 6-man role and some starter roles and some teams, but I wouldn't say he's the greatest. But it definitely feels a need at point guard for the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
With Kemba gone, there's not like a certified scorer on the team, and Schroeder can do somewhat of that. So it's a good hole to fill. And also with Dennis Schroeder just dropping the bag. I don't know who told them to turn down that contract extension from like a couple months ago, or like they do himself without telling anyone, but that definitely came and bit him in the ass. It was like 84 mil or 100 mil around that area for an extension. Next he turns it down, thinking he's gonna get a lot more in the offseason. He plays underwhelmingly in the end of the season and in the playoffs, which brings his value down. So it's just definitely drop the bag on that one.
Right.
Whoever's his agent needs to get fired, leave, or something, because they definitely messed up on this one.
See, I 100% disagree with that. Coming into the season, Dennis Schroeder was very highly regarded. Like when the Lakers got him, everyone was very hype about it. They thought that it was a borderline max contract player with the way he's been playing, with the way they throw out money these days. So I understand where he and his agent are coming from. Like 84 million, yeah, that's a lot of money. But when you were coming into the season as hyped up as he was, it's like $100 million man or close to it. Why am I going to accept that contract? Especially, who knows, maybe he didn't want to be in LA. Like I can go and get that same amount of money somewhere else when I'm not playing third fiddle to LeBron and AD. I can have my own team and be the second guy. I don't blame him whatsoever. Sure, it didn't pay off this time, but we've seen other guys where it's paid off. I mean, how many guys bet on themselves? Who was I just thinking of the other day? Oh, Lonzo Ball. He didn't sign the cheap extension that the Pelicans gave him. He just got 88 million from Chicago. So I understand where these guys come from. Like if I'm not 100% healthy or 100% happy here, and I believe that I can get the same or more if I just keep doing what I know I'm capable of, I'm going to take my chances.
Right.
Yeah.
How you feel about that now? The whole Dennis Schroeder contract situation.
I don't know. I mean, like, how many point guards that we see play with LeBron James and are happy? Like, we just don't see it a lot. So this is a recurring theme. I mean, I
Mo
don't.
Williams.
Mo Williams. Yeah.
It's tough. Listen, it's tough playing with a player that can mold into your position, no matter who you are.
Right, and I think he knew that something was going on. They were looking to get somebody big on the offseason, so he was already third fiddle. He probably would have been fourth fiddle at the end of the day. So he knew something was going to happen. Waiting for free agency always. It's a risk reward type of situation. Sure, he didn't get paid a lot, but now he goes to a Boston Celtics teams where he's a top scoring option on the team, can show what he can do, and it's not like he signed his life away. So he can play and hopefully show out, because he didn't play as well as everybody thought he was going to in Los Angeles, which, his play style I never thought would fit for that Lakers team, especially with LeBron there. So let's see. Hopefully he can. I mean, we all know he's a good player. I mean, he did work in OKC, he did work in Atlanta, so we know he can play. Just put yourself in the right situation, which I think he has a good situation right now. So we'll see what happens. Obviously it sucks he didn't get paid as much as he wanted to, but like, we're scoffing our noses at what, $6-8 million, like less than nothing. I'll take $8 million right now.
Pretty sure all of us would.
Right.
Sure.
Well, like he's playing basketball for $8 million.
Right. Where the thing that I have a question about is, did anybody else offer him a contract? That'd be we don't know all the details yet. Like, it could come out that maybe he just wanted to go to Boston for a year because it was the best fit where he can show himself off, or because he signed relatively early in free agency, and we don't know who else offered him contracts yet. So I can't say it was a terrible decision yet until I have all that.
So that's the other thing I was going to say is, we actually, I doubt anybody else even offered him a contract. Like, for you to take that little amount of money, first off, at a premier position in the league where everybody needs a point guard, especially somebody that can give you minutes and play good defense, and might not be the best, perimeter shooter, but can, he's a decent point guard, right? He's a good point guard. Right, he's not going to hurt you in many spots. For him to take that offering, I would just be, hard pressed to find somebody that gave him a contract that was probably better than that. I doubt there was anybody better than that giving him a contract.
He's proven that he's willing to bet on himself, so it could be someone gave him a better contract, but for longer term, and he didn't want
the money.
For example, let's say a team offered him $10 million over 3 years. Well, I'd rather take $6 million for 1 year and then make $20 million the year after. Right. That's why I'm curious to see what comes out later. I don't think anyone gave him a 1 year deal better than what he got in Boston.
Right, and then I think the big benefit of him signing a 1 year deal, it's pretty much a prove-it year, like how Chris Paul did with the Thunder and so on and so forth. And I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're going to go contract to be bigger next year for next year's free agency. I don't know if there's a new salary cap going to be upgraded, but I think he has a chance of making even more money next year with the upgrades.
Right.
Well, every year it goes up, but I'm not sure if their CBA is up, but when the CBA is up, it triples. But every year there is a small increase no matter what, because they can make more team revenue.
Another note, Luka got super paid. What was the year length on that? I think it was 200 and something, but I don't know how many years. Was it 4 or 5?
I think it was 5 years.
5 years.
I think it was a five-year extension.
Yep.
Insane amount of money.
Which is well deserved.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, well deserved. But this is great for Dallas in general, because they have no state taxes. They're a huge market, but they can never draw free agents because they never have that star already there established. Now you have Luka locked up for the next years, because this year plus a 5-year extension. You're going to be able to bring another star in with Luka now. That's what's going to be scary for the Westerns.
He was at 4 or 5 places in Dallas, gigantic, face on the side of buildings and shit. So he's definitely a big deal there.
How old is he? 21?
21.
That's nuts.
He'll be hitting his prime after this contract.
It's absolutely insane. He'll still be just below his prime probably.
Right.
Like they say your prime athletic age is like 32, anywhere from like 29 to 32.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of hit that decrease, unless you're LeBron James. So yeah, I mean he's got a long way to go.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm expecting a ring. You know, pressure's on. You got that money now, right? But we also seen this before. Kenny and I have talked about this many of times. Did they? I mean, his rookie contract wasn't up, right?
Nope.
His rookie contract was not
No,
up.
he was on his last year coming up.
So they paid him early. All right, they gave him the bag a little early. We've seen this happen before, not necessarily in basketball, but we see it in football a lot. And the player does not.
Ben Simmons,
right?
He says
The player does not perform. But I'm not gonna say that that's what's gonna happen with Luka, because I mean he's proven, right? Like he's a proven GOAT right now. I just think that this is the type of money you throw to somebody who's gonna get you a ring. So sure, yeah, he needs help. All right, everybody says that everybody needs help nowadays, but I'm not up.
I mean, can't do it by yourself.
I mean, for me, we all know Luka. I mean, as of right now, he's gonna perform. We saw the amazing performance he put in the Olympics, dragging Slovenia to the third place game, or close to the third place game. Well, a very good run. I think they're like 17-1 run.
Yep.
And then it all depends on how the Mavericks, build a run, because Luka can do all this, but like Lawrence said, you have to have a team around you. You need to figure out what you're gonna do with Porzingis. I think they extended Hardaway. They just need to put like a decent team around him for him to get a shot at a championship, and Luka would do the rest. So it's in the Mavericks' hands now.
And he road goes through the Clippers. You're gonna probably see the Clippers again. Are you gonna be able to? That's your first test. Can you get past them?
The road ain't going through the Clippers.
Well, I'm saying then they played them the back-to-back, the first round.
Second round it was.
Was it the second round or first round? Yeah. Second one, okay. But I'm saying besides, obviously there's levels to getting past. But like, if you can't get past the Clippers, then it's gonna be tough for you to even see the Lakers or anybody else.
Yeah, right. Clippers are like the fourth best team in the West. I'm not building my team to beat the Clippers. I'm building my team right now to beat the Lakers.
I'll tell you what though, if you're the Mavs, you are building your team to beat the Clippers, because they just lost the Clippers back-to-back years in the playoffs.
That was my
you're
point.
Right. If I build my team to beat the Clippers and I can't beat the Suns or Lakers, what before? If I build my team to beat the Lakers or the Suns, I can beat the Clippers.
Do you even have enough? Is there enough to go around where you can even build to do that? Like, that's another thing too.
There's enough to go around. With a player like Luka, you can. That's a player where you can plug and play anybody around him, and they're automatically going to be better at basketball.
Right.
That's you get the LeBron James effect with somebody like Luka. I'm not saying Luka is as good as LeBron James, because that's crazy, but he's the type of player that will elevate anybody around him as their game elevates up. So like a Tim Hardaway Jr., for example, like we know what kind of guy he is, right? He's a 3-point player. He lacks a little bit on defense, but he won't hurt you in too many spots on the court. And he gets paid because of the type of player he plays with Luka. I mean, Tim Hardaway's going to be open on the court if Luka's playing with him. So, but Kawhi Leonard just signed that Supermax deal. So
no, it was not a Supermax. He only signed for $176 million.
Yeah.
Oh,
only 100.
Yeah, sorry. I forgot that $203 million is a Supermax deal, not $170 million.
You're off by 20.
Very good. Sorry, I missed a couple million.
If y'all tuned in right now, we appreciate y'all. IBTE Sports Podcast here. You got Lawrence, Kenny, Phil, and Nil. We got 7 viewers right now. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you hit the sub button also. And leave some comments, man, on your thoughts about what we're talking about or anything that y'all want opinions on.
Yeah, hit that bell so you know when we go live.
I'm wondering
for sure.
I'm wondering what y'all think about that Kawhi Leonard deal.
You thinking it's a little less because they're trying to bring somebody in?
No, I'm thinking it's too much.
Too much? Oh, right off of ACL.
Not only off an ACL, but like
not even that. Yeah.
He kind of
he doesn't play every game.
Right. Like he doesn't play that much.
Right. How long do you think he's gonna be out for next season?
When you get
a significant time.
Yeah, for sure.
All-Star break.
Kawhi Leonard he's
gonna be going.
He's proven to you that when you pay me, you're just paying for the playoffs. Like he doesn't care about the regular season, at all. He's shown us time and time again. He gives zero shits about the regular season.
And if the NBA gave the players some type of time to recover, then maybe. But they're like, oh, we're right back to it. When is it? November? They're right back in the camp.
I thought they were starting on time next year, which would be October.
Yeah, October.
See, even earlier. So he's definitely gonna miss.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna miss time. I mean, he might come around All-Star break. I don't know. It might be a little bit later, but we've seen some crazy stuff. But I mean, I mean, he also opted out of signing a deal that would have gave him more, a little bit more money too.
Mm-hmm.
Bet on himself a little bit, which didn't hurt him in the end of the day, I guess. But he did lose a couple mil from it. I just don't know. What's going on because, like, if you look at his team, I don't know. I don't know what the Clippers think they can do with Reggie Jackson and Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard, who is coming off an ACL.
Food.
Like I just don't know what
the
they're
problem is.
Barbecue chicken.
I don't think Paul George knows how to play with another superstar. I think we now can establish that. In OKC, we saw he couldn't really coexist with Russ. He couldn't coexist with Kawhi. When Kawhi went down, Paul George played the best basketball he's played since he was in Indiana. I just don't think Paul George could play second fiddle to anybody. And they can't even be like equals. So Paul George needs to go somewhere where it's clearly his team.
Right. For sure.
Or not necessarily his team, but
he
can't have another ball dominant superstar with him.
Right.
PG the man. I always liked him.
Right. And did they ever say how severe was the ACL injury?
There was
a torn ACL. So
he kept that shit quiet, bro.
Before it was a torn ACL, but when I sat down, then it was just like an undisclosed ACL injury.
Yeah, and he kept. I don't know. His camp is nice because they kept that quiet. Motherfuckers thought he was coming back to play in the series.
Oh, they did that shit. The same shit with his shoulder injury, or whatever. Or what was his hip injury when he was at the Spurs, whatever. Like his dad was all about it and everything.
Hey, that's how it's supposed to be. But going from there, man. Last topic on NBA. Unless somebody has something in the chat, what do y'all think about the summer league right now? What do y'all think?
Sign LiAngelo Ball.
Right.
He's hooping, and he deserved to be in the league. He made a mistake as a teenager.
He should have been in there before.
Yeah, man.
He's being penalized for his father, and they're using the shoplifting incident against him.
Right.
But the real thing is, people just don't want to admit that LeVar Ball was right, that all three of his boys are good in the NBA. But instead of just coming out and saying, I'm not signing you because of your father, they're saying, we're not sure you're good enough. We're not sure your injury history.
Character issues.
And character issues. But we all know that all three of those are bullshit excuses.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying, like, if he doesn't get on this Hornets team after the summer league performance that he's putting out, then it's pretty obvious.
Somebody's gonna pick him up.
Right. He needs to get on a team after this. I mean, that buzzer beater alone, I mean, that's cold-blooded. Like, I know it's a lot of it's luck, but that's a cold-blooded shot.
And it's really crazy, though, because LeVar for years has been telling us, like, how, LiAngelo's the best shooter of the group. Like, we all just thought he was hyping him up because, let's be real, LiAngelo is the worst of the three. But, like, watching him this summer league, he really might be the best shooter.
If you watch early on, he was the best shooter always, I felt like. Because I guess that's all he did pretty much.
Yeah.
Bro, and plus he's got, I mean, imagine if he starts working with NBA shooting teams, like, look what they did for Lonzo's shot. And I would definitely say, like, besides Lonzo, he's definitely the best defender out of the three. He's definitely going to be a lockdown defender in the league for sure.
He's big. He's a football player.
Right,
man.
I think he's like 6'6", 6'7".
He needs to be on a basketball team. That's a fact.
Bro, listen. Though if somehow down the line, what is Lonzo right now? Lonzo's 25, 24?
25.
No, Lonzo is probably 23.
23, right?
Young.
So when contracts in, and if they can get on the same team,
it's possible.
That'd be crazy.
I mean, it's possible after this.
I don't see it happening now, though. Well, no, he's saying Lonzo.
I'm saying all three of them.
Yeah, no, I don't see that happening now because for that to happen, Lonzo would have had to go to Charlotte this offseason.
Right.
Yeah,
Plus, Charlotte has a lot of guards anyway.
I think they're gonna try to facilitate it eventually though. I think they'll try to do it.
His dad will definitely push for that shit.
Yeah.
He's been pushing for it. He said after LaMelo got drafted in Charlotte, they're all gonna end up there. But we know Lonzo and LeVar are not on the same page anymore. That's been fairly obvious the past 3
He
years.
said, "I'm doing what I want."
Right now, I do what I want.
Oh man. All right, let's get into football, man. It's football season. Preseason's going on right now. What is going on with the games right now?
I know the
Patriots were down by 1 at halftime.
Steelers
were down by 9 last time.
Steelers are up 20-16 in the third quarter with 3 minutes left.
Okay.
Patriots are winning 9-7. Washington has the ball right now. They're pushing. Man, so what's your latest
Taylor
thoughts?
Heineke for starting quarterback in Washington.
Ooh, or Fitz?
That's your hot take?
Ooh.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I like it.
I mean, it's
He feel a lot of guts in that.
How many fucking times could Ryan Fitzpatrick get on a team and then prove to you he can win 6 games and then nothing else?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, what do you have to lose by starting Taylor Heineke?
It's the same shit every year.
I go to Ryan Fitzpatrick after week 4 anyway.
Bro,
Shout out to my boy Ephraim for using Tyler Heineke in the Madden leagues cheating because he was 89 speed.
Bro, it's the same shit every year. So we'll catch a Fitzpatrick like he'll have like a 6 touchdown game like the first or second week. He'll be all over ESPN, and then whatever, his wide receivers will bring him chains and shit, and then what after that? Like it's over.
He'll have a shirtless press conference too.
Yeah, like that's it. After that,
it's a typical cycle with Fitzpatrick.
Or he'll come, or what the famous Ryan Fitzpatrick thing is, like he'll come on with like down 7 with like a minute left, and he'll do some crazy shit. He'll like run through 5 guys for a first down, and they'll win the game.
And then next week they'll be up by 21. He'll throw 5 picks in the second half.
Yeah, and they'll lose the game. Yeah, exactly.
This is why you should have. Nah.
It's the same shit every year with him. I think the gig is up, man. Let's go get somebody else.
But I completely understand why Washington would take a guy like him, though. If you weren't sure you were going to be able to get a quarterback in the first round of the draft, you don't.
I mean, if you're Tyler Heineke, you're fucking hype, right? I mean, you get to learn from.
That's what I'm saying. Like
the smartest quarterbacks in the league.
Yep.
Like to me, them signing Ryan Fitzpatrick said, we're not going to get a quarterback. We kind of like what we have in Heineke, but we'll bring in Fitzpatrick, to be our guy, and maybe Heineke can take over. Like, so to me, that was a vote of confidence in Heineke.
Right. I mean, he showed a lot in the playoffs, especially against that first round matchup against the Bucks. He showed a lot of guts, especially that I think the late touchdown run, like through all that traffic. So he has the trust of the locker room. He just has to, perform well enough to get that starting job, which probably can happen 4 or 5 game stops.
Go back to that Bucks playoff run. The Redskins or the football team were the only team that played the Bucks tough throughout the whole playoffs. They stomped on the Chiefs. I guess the Packers played them tough, but I would say the Washington played them better. Like when you look at everybody they played, like Washington played them the toughest out of anyone in the playoffs with Taylor Heineke and a quarterback.
True.
Right. They gave him the biggest scare.
Yeah, I mean that we said it all year. We said it on this podcast all year about that football team's defense. Like we said, don't let them get in the playoffs. That defense is meant to win playoffs. Like that's meant to win championships. That defense, don't let them get in. Don't let them get in. And they almost won. They just are having incompetent offense.
Shout out to Chase Young.
They got Curtis Samuel joining the ranks, so the offense got a little bit better. So
they're going to be good. I think they're going to be good this year.
They're going to win that division. I don't care. Anybody said. I said it last year.
I don't know how the NFC allowed Curtis Samuel to go there, bro. Like,
right?
It's not good.
They already got Scary Terry.
It's not good.
Plus, they got a running back core.
Antonio Gibson, what? Like what? Like, listen, you just give them any quarterback right now. That's even with Fitzpatrick. I don't want to see that team. Like,
they don't even have to take a huge leap this year. They just got to get a little bit better.
No, they were right there. They were one play away from beating the Super Bowl champions in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Bro, if I'm the football team, I'm going into the season and I'm thinking one thing and one thing only: it's beating the Dallas Cowboys. If I can beat the Dallas Cowboys out for first place in that division, we're in, and we're locked down first round bye type shit.
Okay,
no wild card, nothing like that.
Segue.
Yeah. So since you brought up Cowboys, Kenny, I didn't know this until you kind of said something. Dak got hurt.
Oh yeah, Dak.
I know he's nursing a shoulder.
I haven't really been paying
the
attention to
shoulder
the NFL
injury.
stuff in the past.
Yeah,
past
because
day.
that shoulder injury was relatively new. That happened right before they went to Canton. But then
Okay.
Dallas, let me pull up the exact tweet today.
Okay.
Dallas's official Twitter tweets out today.
They put the drop
I've never
out on
seen
them?
a team. I've never seen a team tweet something like this. Okay, it says it's not a setback. It's not a reason to worry. But QB Dak Prescott is planning on getting another MRI.
Ooh,
When your official team Twitter says that says panic mode, sirens. We're nervous.
That person, whoever tweeted that, definitely got fired. Yo, listen, going to Dallas, bro. That stadium, that stadium was beautiful, man. Beautiful stadium.
Like, listen, Dak's shoulder is so messed up to the point where he's in practice, he's not even faking throws with his right hand. He's throwing the ball with his left hand.
So he's really injured.
He's really injured. Like, I was even watching Hard Knocks.
Did it happen? I didn't get to watch it yet. I got to catch up.
Yeah, no, it happened in practice. He tweaked something in his shoulder.
Okay.
But they're saying tweak, but again, he's having a second MRI. They're calling the New York Yankees doctors to figure out how to fix it because I'm telling you, the Dallas Cowboys are in trouble.
So, all right. So if
you better trade for Andy Dalton.
So if the Cowboys lose Dak Prescott again this year, what are we saying about Dak Prescott?
Ooh.
What's the word around Dak Prescott?
There's nothing.
I hate using the word injury prone.
I wouldn't say injury prone.
Hear me out.
No. Before you get the first injury, anybody, doesn't matter who your favorite player is. It could have been your mama, your sister, your brother, your cousin. It don't matter. Whoever that person was in that situation will snap their ankle like that.
I'm not saying injury prone. I'm saying you're looking at a quarterback,
right,
who's having shoulder injuries.
Right.
We're looking at a Cam Newton type shoulder injury possibly.
Yes.
Right.
You know what that tells me, Neil? We paid him too soon.
And another thing is too, it's bound to happen with the quarterbacks regardless because it's against our body to be throwing that way anyway.
You're right. But a guy like Dak Prescott, who is coming off of an injury, to me isn't a spectacular talent. I mean, he's a good quarterback, but he's not spectacular. I would not have given him the bag that they gave him. And now you might miss him for a significant chunk of this year. You look silly.
Hey,
he
got money ASAP.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's nothing, but I would also wouldn't be surprised if it's I can't throw the fucking football anymore.
This is why he was battling
after that tweet.
That's why he was battling for that money.
Right. I really thought it was just a tweak and like he'd be ready. But after that tweet yesterday, like I've never seen a professional organization say something like that. Like it's not a setback. We don't need to be worried. But he's getting a second MRI. Like
that's odd. That's odd to even come out to say anything if you don't know anything.
Yeah, I hope Bedanuti and Garrett Gilbert are ready. If Garrett Gilbert's on the roster for quarterback, so they better be. I bet they're nervous as hell waiting.
I guess the only good thing is, but there are a lot of teams that have like an overflux of like competent quarterbacks you can trade for. Like we were just talking about, Washington has Heineke and Fitzpatrick. Chicago has 3 quarterbacks. The Eagles even have Joe Flacco there.
You might be the starter.
There's like, if you need a quarterback, you can probably go and find a quarterback.
Right.
Even they said Phillip Rivers said that he'd be willing to come out for the right situation. Like I could even see a guy like Phillip. If Jerry Jones called Phillip Rivers and said Dak's out for the year, want to come play for me, old man Rivers is coming back.
I mean, Dak says he's good to go. So I don't know. I mean, you take it with a grain of salt, but the quarterback, I mean, he says he's good to go. The guy, nobody knows his body better than himself. So, I mean, MRI might come back and say, yeah, we might have to clean it up a little bit. He might have to miss a week or two, but Dak might say, fuck it, I'm playing.
Did you watch Hard Knocks this week, Neil?
No.
I haven't watched it yet.
No, so watch out because Jerry Jones was on the phone with the team doctor. The team doctor, seems dumbfounded. He said he's been on the phone with the New York Yankees multiple times trying to figure out how to fix his injury. said he doesn't know what to do other than tell Dak not to throw the football.
Now, so is this is a lingering injury that he's had, or it's a fresh injury?
No, this was a new one. He was coming off of the ankle injury last year, so they were limiting his reps, and then he threw a football in practice right before the Hall of Fame game and did something to his shoulder.
Fuck.
Yikes.
Yikes. That's not good.
They talk about a second MRI means they found something bad, and now they want
That's a second opinion.
They want to double check. So
Right.
chances are something's probably torn where it's bad.
Now, if shoulder injury, torn labrum comes to mind, over for you.
Over.
I mean, for the season, that's easily you can get it fixed. Come back. He might be able to come back around playoff time, maybe.
But that range of motion is gone. Those passes to Gallup and
Cooper.
Cooper.
Well, he's always been dink and dunk anyway. So
Right, he's Dink and Dak.
Dink and Dak.
Dink and Dak Prescott, baby.
Oh boy. All right. So Michael Thomas.
Oof.
Michael Thomas.
Yee.
There's all this speculation. We're gonna wait for Kenny to get here. He went to go get another bear. So. He unplugged it. Oh, so he unplugged it. You were waiting. All right. So Michael Thomas.
You didn't hear the good news?
Yeah, I know the good news. I know the good news. But I'm saying for the people that don't know, Michael Thomas got his surgery late out of frustration apparently. He's missing camp right now. And all these trade rumors came out of nowhere a couple days ago that Michael Thomas is going to be leaving the Saints.
Are you worried?
No, I'm not worried.
Now, with
Michael,
Michael,
they weren't out of nowhere. He was genuinely annoyed.
He probably was because there's memes about the quarterback situation. He's probably like, what the fuck is this?
Bro, if I'm a wide receiver who are known to be the biggest divas in the sport, right? Like we all know wide receivers to be divas. Everybody in this fucking thing will agree with that shit, right?
Right.
And you're coming into a fucking quarterback room that's got Jameis Winston and some other dude I can't even name. Like he's got a running back, wide receiver, tight end, cornerback, punt return specialist. Like
Stop sleeping on the starting quarterback.
I'm asking for a fucking trade.
Listen.
I'm going right into the owner's office. I'm kicking the door down. I'm saying, bro, like I'm a premier wide receiver. I don't
As it is, they already calling me 3 yards in a cloud of dust because I had to play with Drew Brees who couldn't throw the ball past 5 yards.
So what's good? Like,
so
can I get some
love?
love?
Like I sucked it up because I thought that after he was gone, I'd get some love. And now you're telling me Taysom Hill is going to be my starting quarterback?
Right?
Nah, get me out of town,
bro.
I just want Sean Payton to listen. I watch every day. I got live notifications on Twitter of the press conferences for all the players, and I tune in and wait for every single reporter asks every player, who do you think is going to be the quarterback? And they always skate around the fucking question.
Of course they skate around the question. They don't want either one to stop fucking playing. You know, like if tomorrow they come out and they say, we're going to go with Taysom. He's just looking like the better guy. Well, then Jameis is going to stop playing. Like he's just not going to care anymore.
Right. And listen, I've already said before, I want Jameis Winston as a quarterback.
Duh.
You get the ball. You get the ball down the field and all that. But there's some people that come up to me. They go or they'll text me or DM me Saints memes about Taysom Hill's about to be a quarterback. Jameis Winston falling through the fucking running back tunnel that he fell through. Like he's a quarterback. Like I don't know what people expect, but okay.
I don't understand. Like I don't really understand what the.
If he was a running quarterback, I'd be like, all right, he's a dumb, right. But he's a pocket passer, but
he don't run.
Whatever. But now he's literally a walking meme because he probably was supposed to go through the bags. He's a walking meme though since the whole the crab thing, the debut thing, like.
And the way he practices too, like the drills he on his free time.
No, my thing with Jameis though is like, how bad is he looking in practice that you can't beat out Taysom Hill already? Like, I'm sorry, that's almost that's alarming in itself. The fact that you don't look good enough where Sean Payton can feel comfortable going on a podium and saying you're the starter.
Right.
Bro, so Lawrence,
What's up?
for who would you, if they were to trade him, Michael Thomas, what would you want in return? What would make you happy?
Will it make me happy?
What would make you happy as a
Going
trade?
right to second
For it to
rounder
be
for
done ASAP.
Because you ain't getting a first round for him.
Yeah, apparently you only get second rounders for good wide receivers.
Nah, yeah, you're definitely not getting a first round for a wide receiver. Especially Michael Thomas. He ass.
I don't know, because I don't know the whole cap. There's the whole cap thing.
No, I'm just saying, and theoretically, if you could get rid of Michael Thomas in a trade, what would you want as a return?
I would want
like a team need. Like, what would you want?
Me personally,
Quarterback.
Listen,
Nick Foles.
I've already come to the realization, bro. Like the quarterback situation, it is what it is. If we gonna look for another quarterback, who the fuck are we gonna go get right now?
Phillip Rivers.
Like, you feel me? Like the quarterback.
Mac
I would
Jones.
say this. This is me personally.
Cam Newton.
Just looking at the roster. They've been talking about Henderson from the Jags. I see the Saints.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Well, not even him. Just Saints going to get a corner and probably a pick or two.
Yeah.
I like that, and me personally, because they're gonna try to lock down. Getting rid of Michael Thomas gives the opportunity to go lock down Lattimore, and then you can go get somebody to pair him up. The defense is still solid for a couple more years, and then you can address the receiver shit in the draft,
Right.
and get somebody. Me personally, that's how I see it. So
If I ever bumped my head as a child and made the worst decision of my life to become a Saints fan, I would be pulling for C.J. Henderson in the second round pick.
God.
Yep, that's a fact. I'd get the Jaguar.
get the fuck out of here, bro.
That's true. It's true. He speaks all facts.
No, he's not. He's not.
Speaks all facts.
He's not. Never been held back. Never been held back. Never hit my head.
That's what I would say too. I would ask for that corner, and obviously it's the Jaguars, so maybe you're getting a higher second round pick than what you what normally would get. So that wouldn't be a bad trade.
Can we just
go ahead?
Can we just speak on how dumb the Jags are for shopping around C.J. Henderson already? Like, he was the number 9 pick. I guess I understand he didn't have a phenomenal rookie year, but
in last year's draft,
okay.
Isn't he from Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me get there.
He was rated the second highest corner behind
Jeff. Come on down. Yeah, come on down.
Like Jeff Okudah also didn't have a good year, so should the Lions be trading? I don't know, but
any corner.
That's such an Urban Meyer thing, though. Like,
I'll tell you what it is.
Any corners from the 3 schools, Florida, Alabama, and Ohio State, send them.
Bro, this is what we thought. This is what we thought was gonna happen with Urban Meyer, though. Like, I kind of seen this, right? He's butting heads. Mm-hmm. He's butting heads. I've won at the bottom level. I won at college. Right? So he runs up into the NFL. Thinks obviously he's the head coach, but he might be asking for a little bit too much too soon. And C.J. Henderson's like, I'm not fucking with it. So of course they're like, I want him out.
Listen, all I needed to know. Me sitting on the roster. On the 53-man roster the previous year, and his fucking first move is go get his boyfriend from Florida. That is a problem. I'd have been pissed.
I still don't see what the problem is.
I would have been pissed.
He's not bringing.
Honestly,
boy has been a sports reporter on TV. He's played AAA baseball.
Time out.
All of that.
He's been a professional athlete still. It's not like
he's been playing AAA baseball, which is no fucking joke.
Playing professional baseball.
No.
Bro, listen,
but it's not like he's not in shape.
No. I'm gonna have to stop.
He's got to address the real needs of the team. Like, bro, the roster's in shambles.
The real needs of the team is leadership. It's all young motherfuckers. Exactly. He brings in a guy who's done it at every single level.
It buys into your system. To me, it's not like they gave him a ton of money. It's not. If he would have come in and said Tim Tebow's my starting quarterback, yes, I'm 100% with you. But he brought him in under the pretense that Tim Tebow's going to be a backup tight end.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it was like the biggest move he made. They had a decent draft, and they made some moves in the offseason as well. So it's not like it was the only move.
Where my problem would have been is
Gardner Minshew said he hasn't taken a shit in 2 years because he can't stand being number 2.
Yeah,
It's
well,
stupid.
I have to get used to it then. With Trevor Lawrence in
To
town.
me, the biggest problem was drafting ETN in the first round when James Robinson just went bonkers for you.
Oh,
Right,
I didn't understand that.
I was waiting for him to draft like a lineman or
Like, when
something,
you-
like offensive lineman.
It didn't make
Yeah,
any
like,
sense.
when
Like you have
so
one of
many
the
holes. Why do
Bro,
you draft the right?
Bro, James Robinson is a beast, fucking monster.
Yo, Trevor. You want me to get your boy? Okay.
That
I got my boy too.
Yeah, that's what that is.
I feel thinking that ETN like in the second round though. I feel like they could have saved it for like maybe like a middle. I don't know what pick they had, but like a middle.
And that's my thing too. Is
For
you
sure.
could have grabbed ETN later.
Right.
You took him in the first round. Like, if we don't get him now, we're never gonna get him.
Well, I think it was a comfort thing for, for the quarterback there. He was kind of like, make him feel at home a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's gonna feel at home on his ass.
He been number one. He been number one since he was 9 years old. What does he need to
All right.
like?
Stroke his ego a little bit more. I don't
Oh
know.
my
He
goodness.
said you don't feel comfortable. Get him some help on the O line.
Go get him a receiver.
Go
from-
get him a
I
receiver.
don't know.
Yeah, they got
Not Laviska Chenault.
They got Chark and Chenault. I think that.
No, but I'm saying, like, if you really want to make him comfortable, you could have grabbed Amari Rogers, Cornell Powell,
more
like,
receivers.
You could have grabbed him one of his
More.
boys from Clemson.
More.
You know what kind of league we're in now?
He said,
You don't have 5 receivers.
More.
Hang it up.
Yeah, you need
7?
that fourth. You need a bunch of receivers. That's what I'm worried about.
How many you got over there in New Orleans?
2.5, 2 and a broken ankle.
Is Traquan healthy?
We got
Michael Thomas. Who's the other one? Who's after MT?
Who's your other wide-
Why? Listen, Phil. I want to
Their
point.
number 2
Phil,
wide receiver is Traquan Smith.
Phil, I want to point something out. Right?
Who the fuck is that guy?
Did you notice how fast Kenny got back when I said Michael Thomas,
That
and
was
then
quick.
how hyped these two got just to start talking crazy on the Saints? It's just I love it, bro. I just love the energy. Now, but
What are you talking
But Neil,
about?
like,
You
yo,
talk
listen.
shit constantly.
no,
you
I don't.
constantly
No,
talk
I
shit.
don't.
What do you mean? No,
I'm
you
not.
don't.
No, I'm not. No, I don't.
No, Neil, you forget. He doesn't talk shit. He just makes observations.
Observation.
But when you
I'm
say
a
something about the round,
Wait, hold
When
on.
you say
Wait.
something,
I'm a day-to-day fan.
Yeah. I make observations week to week. No, week to week is
day-to-day.
here now. Like I got no choice but to be
Yeah.
week to
The
week.
first week.
I can't help it. It's week to week now. Like you know what I'm saying. So
no, but real Lawrence, I'm being like,
receiver?
real. After
Michael Thomas,
Traquan-
Michael Thomas, Marquez Galloway, Traquan Smith, and you got the speedy, the returner. That's about it.
They
That's
couldn't
it.
hold. They couldn't
it.
hold a jock strap on any other team.
I do like the tight end they drafted though.
But at the end of the
y'all got
at
the
the end of the day,
best receiving core in the division.
what we say early on, well, last season was scheme. Don't matter. You got Sean Payton. He's gonna figure it out.
He's gonna put
Lawrence, you
bounties
got
on
the
people's
fourth
heads.
He gonna
receiving
figure it
core.
out. He gonna figure it
The
out.
4th best receiving core in the division.
That's saying something because Kenny's receiving core is not looking too good now.
Hot garbage.
Kelvin Ridley, Russell Gage, Hayden Hurst, Kyle Pitts. I'll take it.
Listen,
I don't.
listen, y'all can. It is what it
think
is.
this-
It is what it is. It is what it is. 4th best. That's perfectly fine. All I care about is W's. That's all I care about.
Alvin Kamara's back's gonna be hurting this season. Just to
Bro,
be honest.
draft him first pick.
He should touch the ball 400 times.
Draft him first pick. He should have 1,200 touches this year.
He's a yardage god. Like every time he
but
touches
he
the ball,
might
it's a
break in
fucking
half
first down.
The amount of touches that he's gonna get.
Especially if you play PPR.
Hey,
leagues,
listen,
he's gonna
it
be
is
amazing.
what it is. Charge it to the game.
I mean,
Literally.
they gave him the bag. Now they can. They already gave him the bag, so they can run him into the ground.
Right? Like he got.
They
his,
did
he
it the
got
right
his-
way. Unlike
The New Orleans
the Rams,
Kamara.
they didn't run him into the ground first and then pay him. They paid him, so now they can.
We
run
had
him.
no idea that his arthritic knee was going to be an issue
You
at
already
22.
ran him into the ground. What do you mean?
24
Neil,
years old. He had an
Neil,
arthritic knee. Get the fuck out of my
Neil,
face.
you ran him into the ground.
Wow, we gave
ran
a
him
running,
into the
we
ground.
gave a running back.
Nice,
We
just
gave
watch
a
it.
running back the ball. Wow, that's running him into the ground. Yeah, that's bad.
You never had. It was never like you guys played running back by committee. It was Gurley. Now let's give him the biggest contract running backs ever got. Makes sense.
Girly.
In an era where we can
Wait,
get running backs in the second round
Let's
that are
let Todd run a
at the same
little
level
bit,
as
and then
top
Gurley.
500.
I couldn't hear what Phil said.
I said, go Gurley thing. Let Todd run a little bit, and then let Gurley go again, since that's how much you guys played Todd Gurley.
All right, last thing here before we do wrap it up. What have you guys been hearing from your guys' team so far through camp, going into preseason? That's got you excited.
What I'm hearing so far is that,
and please be serious.
We drafted a couple bulls on the defensive side of the ball, which I didn't think we did.
Okay.
We got a couple young cornerbacks that are supposedly like locking down right now, which I didn't think we would. I thought for sure our DBs were going to be an issue this year because we traded so many in the offseason, right? Like we got rid of so many of them. Obviously, we had Jalen Ramsey and Darius Williams, but I thought for sure we'd have some holes. But apparently, we got some good ones. We got like the 6'7" tight end who just is grabbing everything. I don't even know his name. He's just high pointing the ball and just grabbing everything that's thrown near him. And last but not least, apparently Matthew Stafford is just lights out. And this is coming from Sean McVay's mouth himself, and he's never seen anything like it. Like there's a video of him hitting Deshaun Jackson down the sideline, and Sean McVay's face is just like awestruck. It was just a perfectly thrown ball. He's just like blowing away camp. Like it's just crazy, like something they've never seen before. So it's exciting. It's exciting stuff. Hopefully it comes through into fruition when it comes to real play. But you never know. Preseason's preseason, camp is camp. Injuries happen. Referees happen, right, Lawrence? We know about referees, right?
What are you talking about?
We know about what happens when referees come into play.
What do you do to you today?
There's not once I've ever complained. Saints had opportunity to win that game and they fucking lost. So,
no, he wasn't referring to the Saints. He's just saying, in general.
No, that's why he brought me in.
It was just a statement.
It's just a statement. Referees happen. That's
why you point just to me? Why you said Lawrence?
You're the resident football expert here.
You're the guy.
We defer to you on these.
I always just look at you because you played football, so referees happen.
All right, I thought y'all were kidding. That's why. All right, my fault. Refs don't even know.
Refs they missed pass interference
calls. Oh man,
listen. There it is.
There it is. I fell right into it. Listen. All right. Phil, what about you, man? What's going on with the Patriots besides them finally giving your boy the number 10 jersey?
Mac Jones. Drop that number 50.
Yep, 50-10. He had Jimmy G's old number. I'm just going off of Mac Jones. I've been hearing a lot of improvements that he's been really strong in this QB competition against Cam. I feel like we said earlier, he could be starting around week 5 or 6. So, Bill Belichick has said nothing but good things about Mac Jones. So I think he's going to be a great starter. Not great starter, but reliable starter coming in his first year. And then also running back Stevenson, Ramondre Stevenson, has been doing well too. I've heard from Belichick and other reports saying he's a very strong runner and he has a chance to be the number 2 back on the team. So just good offensively. So a lot of good stuff offensively from the Patriots because you know how bad they did last year. So just a lot of good things. Also, Hunter Henry has an injury. I think it's a shoulder injury, so he'll be out a couple weeks. So yeah, a lot of people.
No fucking kidding. Hunter Henry's hurt.
Hunter Henry's hurt. Raekwon McMillan, former Dolphins linebacker, he got a torn ACL. This actually happened when me and Lawrence were hooping in NYC when I found out. So there's a bunch of injuries for the Patriots starting off the preseason. So
I would just like to put all my players just in a bubble and just don't let them do anything until the first week. What would happen if we just put them all in just like a big ass plastic?
Are you talking? So they have no life.
No life, bro.
Like Adam Sandler.
So you're one of those.
Like a DBZ, like Dragon Ball Z, Goku's fucking regenerating.
So just let us know. Just let us.
They can live, just roll around in a bubble. He's saying.
Yeah. Like they get Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm in the hood with the bubble.
Oh, the Bubble Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, side note before
y'all too much, bro.
Damian Harris is looking like he could steal the number 1 spot away from Sony Michel and James White because they've been having him be a workhorse throughout all training camp and preseason. So I feel like he's gonna be the top back coming into this upcoming season.
I thought that he was the top back though after the end of last year.
I thought he was.
Perception.
I think he's solidifying it more.
Yeah. All right, and what about you, Kenny? What's going on with the Falcons over there?
We're gonna have to score 50 points a game because our defense is just tragic. We released our our first unofficial depth chart, and like I'm just looking at like the edge rushers, and like these are guys that were on the practice squad for the past 5 years, and now they're number one edge rusher. But on the bright side, the offense, like I'm hearing nothing but great things about Arthur Smith as head coach. Like Sean McVay and Matt LaFleur in their interviews have said that they've been stealing Arthur Smith's stuff for the past like 3 to 5 years, and I mean they're two of the best offensive minds in football. So that has me very excited. But we're gonna have to score 50 points a game to stay competitive this year, and I just obviously don't see that happening.
Yeah.
It's tough. But, every good franchise has to go through a couple years of suffering. Some franchises have to go through a little bit more than a couple years of suffering. But it happens, man. And it's not like you guys don't have a shot. You still have Matt Ryan. You still have a couple, you still have a good receiver.
It could be worse.
Right.
I think our offense is so talented that it will make up for a lot of the holes in our defense. I just obviously we're not a Super Bowl contender, but like a wild card team is not out of their own possibility. That's the ceiling, but
right.
Yeah.
Mid to high late round draft pick.
No, you won't see me make that nonsense call.
Hey, wait till predictions. Wait till we say predictions. I got you this year.
You said wait till we do predictions.
Anywhere from 4 wins to 14.
For the Saints,
right?
The Saints, I'm really excited. Besides Michael Thomas not being there, it's really good news that the O-line is, I think, five O-linemen deep. So that's great news.
That's good news.
Last year they weren't that deep. So DNs are playing really good. That's a good sign because Cam Jordan is 32 years old. His window is closing, or it already closed. It's almost time for him to go. To see that they got the pass rusher from the Chiefs to know. Noah Spence is back too. Good D tackles. Kwan Alexander's back. So I'm excited for the Saints to see what they do. This just comes down to this quarterback thing. I just want to get it the fuck over with. So the whole quarterback situation isn't a walking meme anymore. Should have already made a decision. But.
Also, I've heard that a rookie tight end has been doing great in training camp. I forgot his name, but it was Adam something.
Talking about for your team?
No, for your team. The Saints.
You said the rookie?
The tight end?
No, you talking about Troutman? He's been there for a couple of years.
Troutman. He had a rookie. He had a rookie season last year. He played really well through the season, which is why, other obviously money reasons they moved from Cook, but they were comfortable with going with Troutman. He's got good speed and size and everything too.
Apparently, Jared Goff is doing good in camp. For anybody that cares about quarterbacks that got traded around, like I said, these are coming from the players' camps, so take it with a grain of salt. But apparently, he's. I always thought he had arm talent, right? He could make every throw in the book. I just feel like he kind of lost himself a little bit.
He could be he could be the person that is there and they change it around.
Right.
I'm telling you, he's to me, he always has been. He's like a poor man's Matt Ryan. Like, I'm not saying that as an insult. Like, that's the kind of player I always saw him as. So
they both got to a Super Bowl and they both lost one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you get him in the right situation with the right coach and the right team around him. Like, Jared Goff can win you a Super Bowl. Like,
and they both put up, MVP caliber numbers multiple years.
You put
not Jared Goff as many.
Put a line in front of him. You got Swift there.
Hawkinson, who's going to be his Cooper Kupp safety net. Hawkinson's going to go off this year.
Wow.
Like, I'll tell you right now from watching Jared Goff for years, TJ Hawkinson is going to go off this year.
You hear this guy? You hear this guy, Kenny? You hear this guy? This guy, like fantasy's not around the corner. Like, what is he doing?
Oh, yeah, right. Like, I haven't already done
that. Come on. What the fuck are you doing?
Bro, also, can we stop talking about the Rams' offensive line as being old? We have one guy.
Who's saying this?
Who talks about the Rams?
They got no.
No, he's talking about. Hold on. Because I see everything. I see all the retweets. Young blood retweeted. Somebody, random guy in his basement said
without a check.
Right, without a check, without anything.
The
line is old. The line is old, and then the guy went out there and then named pretty much laid out all the ages. Nobody gives a fuck how old the Rams line is.
So it was It was two.
You be
tapes.
arguing.
One was
you
on
be
Good
arguing
Morning
with
Football,
no.
one was
You
on
be
Get Up,
arguing
and
with Twitter.
They said the
replies,
shit was
bro.
like, yo, I got a hot take that the Rams are gonna miss the playoffs because they're aging offensive line. Well, we have an average age of 28 and 24, 25, 25, 29, and 39, which is Whitworth. He's 39, but he's still a top 10 offensive lineman in the league. So
if you ask me, offensive line age is like, other than kicker, is the biggest part of like it doesn't matter. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe,
look at Whitworth for example. You know what I mean?
Right. He's 39 years old and he's still regarded as one of the top offensive linemen in the league. Like, I don't know.
Right.
Like really, even quarterback, offensive line, and kickers to me are like positions where the age really don't matter unless I'm missing something.
I feel that. I mean, look at Adam Vinatieri.
Yeah. And quarterback, obviously, when you got Tom Brady, even like Big Ben's old, but like it's not like hindering them. Like
Matt Bryant was old as hell.
yeah, Matt Bryant was old as hell, and then the Falcons re-signed him, and he couldn't hit shit. Shout out to Young Quay.
All right, listen. We're gonna transition up out of
The greatest number 7 in Atlanta history.
Any last words?
I got a last word.
Go ahead.
I'll save my last word for last.
Because it should be the last word. Gotcha. Let's see. Hey, glad that we have all 4 of us back for this week because it's been like some of the group, part of the group, but it's nice to have all 4 of you guys back. I missed you guys, especially Neil.
It's football season, baby.
I had such a good week last week without Phil here.
I know. I watched the recording. I saw it.
Yeah, we know you texted us play-by-play.
Absolutely.
Shohei Ohtani hit another home run last night. He's got 38 home runs. He's about to hit 40 home runs very soon, coming up. He's batting .267 with 13 steals, almost 38 home runs. Plus, he's got a sub-3 ERA. I just cannot get this point across enough that Shohei Ohtani is the best player in baseball.
Ooh, I want to bring up a point, but I don't want to drag out that.
All right, that's your closing statement. All right, Phil, what's your closing statement, man?
Oh,
but yeah, you got to say something. Now you got us all on edge.
Shit. Well,
no rebuttal, Neil. No rebuttal.
Okay, great. I know just a point I saw from the last podcast saying I heard Neil mention that he's not going to degrade any player that's not on his favorite team. Last time I checked, Shohei Ohtani is not a Yankee, so I just wanted to ask about that for a second. But we can save that for next podcast. I don't want to drag anything out. But it's not that I'm going back.
All right, so what's your last statement here, man?
I'm going to defend Neil real quick. I think the difference was we were kind of talking in general, like with like the whole Tom Brady thing too, where like people are fans of the Patriots, but will avidly root for Tom Brady instead of their own team. Like, I don't think that Neil is like to that point yet. Like, he loves Shohei Ohtani, but I don't think it's gotten to the point where like he's going overboard yet.
We get an Ohtani fact every single podcast. I'm just saying.
I hope that Shohei Ohtani wins a ring before the Yankees do.
Well, there you go, Neil. I can't defend you anymore.
There you go.
All right, so y'all use y'all closing statements. My closing statement is I want to thank everybody that's tuned in tonight. Really appreciate it. Inspired by True Events Network, Inspired by True Events Sports Podcast is up out of here. Last words here is we have a new series that is getting ready to drop on the network. I'm really excited for it. Actually, one is coming, and we got more content that's coming for the other series that are coming up. So can't wait to show that to you guys. For the ladies, we don't really got no girls that watch this anyway. And Power Shower is coming back. Air Fresh Customs is coming back, and then we got a new series. I'm not gonna give a name to it. Y'all just gonna have to let it drop. August 26th, I believe, it's coming out. And we are also switching to Wednesdays starting the 25th.
Yes, next Thursday will be the last Thursday.
Yeah,
so
we'll mention that.
That Thursday night football, you already know we gotta be watching that shit.
Also, Julio Jones, Atlanta Falcons play each other tomorrow night. Tune in.
Okay, there
He
we
ain't
go.
playing, is he?
He's not playing.
He ain't gonna play.
Yeah.
Bro.
He ain't playing.
He 35,000 years old. He not playing.
Yeah, he ain't playing.
All right, man. We appreciate you. We love you. Peace out.